Hello, everyone. I'm back after an ungodly amount of time. I don't want to talk about it. My upload schedule is not what I'm proud of, but this is what I'm proud of. A wireless redstone receiver, and obviously the transmitter is over there. Um, this is what we nerds in computer science like to call a, like, static variable. If that button there gets pressed, this lamp will light up. And if I press it again, the next lamp. And if I press it again, the next lamp, which would be that one. If anyone around the world, in this world, presses the button while the receiver and the transmitter they're using are loaded in are in loaded chunks, the lamp will increase by, or the count will increase by 1. This entire thing is used by droppers, which gets spat out into a hopper, which goes into a dropper, which is then read by a comparator. This is a little bit of complex redstone shit. This is just to reset what's in the dropper and drop all the stuff from the lower dropper to the top dropper, thereby resetting this count to 0. What we're gonna go over pros and cons of this machine. Pros: it is ridiculously cheap. Like, I'm talking, you build a receiver in one or multiple places, that's pretty cheap. The transmitter, stupidly cheap. Like, that's 2 redstone torches, 2 sticky pistons, 2 blocks, a stone button, and a fucking obsidian. That's it. That's it. And then obviously you need to build this, but you're probably going to build this in your base. So if you're doing this, chances are you have accumulated at least a little bit of wealth and you know what you're doing, and you're using this as, like, I don't know, you could have 9 stasis chambers, or if you wanted to upgrade it, which you can do with, like, a different it's going to be more complex redstone, but you're basically going to just input singular items instead of non-stackables, which for this version you do need non-stackable items, like swords, shovels, elytras. I don't know if you would be that bougie, but you would use that and it will output 9. But if you wanted to make it more complicated, which I'm not going to do because I like the cheap version, and if I need more outputs, I'll just build another one and not load the first one, and then kaboom, 18 outputs or whatnot. You know, I can choose which one to load, and that's nice. So yeah, so those are the pros. It is ridiculously cheap. You could build it practically anywhere. It is kind of easy to understand. Transmitter is cheap. Receiver is cheap. Everything is dirt fucking cheap. So you can build this on a survival world essentially, like, within 10 days of spawning in. Probably less. Cons. You can't use this to, quote-unquote, private message your friends. Like, if friend A has a transmitter and transmits and pushes the button 3 times, it'll transmit to all of the loaded receivers, which is both good and bad, because you can have, like 2 other friends with loaded receivers, and they could both see what you sent, or you could mess with other people's receivers by accident. You could trigger their stasis chambers or whatnot, and stuff could go bad. But I'm just showing you how to build this. It is up to you to use it wisely or don't. Frankly, I don't care. Yeah. Receiver. By the way, this is all not locational, and I gotta go back to the cons. Cons. It's... Yeah, it'll increase no matter what. So you could have multiple friends send something at the same time, and chances are it could all get smashed together. So like if I send something, friend A sends something, and friend B sends something, all within a minute of each other, it'll add up to 3. And you could just want it to be at 1 and whatnot. But that's not my fault. This thing is supposed to be dirt cheap, and it has some drawbacks, but that is really the only drawback that I can see, other than it not having a full 15 slots to work with. But that's fine. Now, to the transmitter. This is all non-locational, by the way, so I could build this 2 blocks to the left. I could build it at sky limit. As long as the chunks with the receiver and the transmitter are loaded, it will work. Or it should work. I'm not entirely sure about realms, but I'll ask questions that y'all can hopefully answer in a while. I don't know how this works. It just does. I'm not going to pretend how it works. I'm not going to pretend to show you how it works, because I don't know. It just does. But it's a... This all has to be correct and in this order. So you have to have a piston facing to obsidian, or a non-movable block, or just 12 blocks in a row. That works too. Redstone torch has to be facing into this piston, or facing upwards. This redstone torch has to be on top of the piston. You have to have a block on top of that with a sticky piston to the side. These both have to be sticky pistons, I'm pretty sure. Or you could use a regular piston for this one. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure it has to be sticky piston. So, yeah. And this piston should be constantly moving if you want the signal over there to stay solid and not changing. Now, basically what this will do is when I press this button, it will flicker over there and drop 1 item into the hopper over there, and then into this dispenser, giving the comparator a signal strength from that dropper of 1 wooden sword, and should light up that lamp right there. Now, because I have 2 receivers, it should also light up those 2 lamps. Note, this is only based on signal strength. So, done. And I don't think that one's chunks are loaded right now. So if I like, grabbed myself a crossbow and shot that. Nope, you can't shoot stone buttons. Let me, like... There we go. So if I went over to the side, it increased by 1. Chunks were not loaded here for the first one, but it still increased. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to press it one more time for this one. We're only testing this one now. Kaboom. It's on the 3rd one. Kaboom. It's on the 4th one. And yeah, that's it. That's the entire thing. So yeah. Now for questions that I have for y'all. If anyone has gotten this far in my video, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for watching this far. I'm gonna non-regularly post this, or post weird shit that I find, or cool stuff. I don't know. But basically, I would like someone to test if it works on bedrock, or on bedrock realms. I would like to test if it works on Java, and I would like to see if it works like in older versions or in newer versions. I'll hopefully like try and keep this updated to see if it eventually gets outdated, but from the last time I played like 6 months ago, when this technology, when this receivers, or when this transmitter still did its transmitting and it still was functioning, like my video a while ago, and Minecraft hasn't changed that because it's Bedrock Edition, or Bug Rock, if you really want to call it that, which you should be probably calling it that. It works. I just only built the proper receiver right now because I'm so silly and stupid. But yeah, I would like someone to test if it works on realms and whatnot. If it does, yeah, if it does, like, comment it and tell me if it works on realms or whatnot. And I'll pin your comment so everyone can see. But if you really want to, read the description. All right. Good night, y'all.